What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy, and welcome to the start of a new series in Football Manager. It's multiplayer as well. I'll be doing it with GingyX, my friend. I know him in real life as Joe, or you can call him GingyX, as that's what he's known on YouTube. And basically, what we have done is sort of kind of made up our own series, but a lot of the ideas were taken from a YouTuber called Spencer FC. Basically, we've done a fantasy Premier League draft type thing in Football Manager. So the way we've planned it out is this. Hopefully on screen there'll be some cool graphics. However, with me, if you know me, it's not likely to happen. But we had to choose 4 players from our own team to keep. Now the 4 players I chose, I've got it written down in front of me: Eden Hazard, Cesc Fabregas, Thibaut Courtois and Oscar. I should say first, I am Chelsea, he is Arsenal. I have loaded up an earlier save of the game, as looking back at the recording of us picking the teams, it was 44 minutes long. For me to chop that down into like a quick 10-minute video, hopefully, it's unlikely. It won't be happening for the next couple of days because of, you know, time-wise having to work on other things as well, so it's unlikely for that to happen. I will keep it in mind for the future though, just in case I won't want to put it out there. I might put it out there unedited as well, I don't know. Also, I want to put something out there, is that like the first rules, we pick 4 players from our club, so he picked 4 Arsenal players, I picked 4 Chelsea players to keep. Then the next stage is we have to choose 20 players from any club we want, and they can go in our team. Rule being, if I, for example, chose Messi, he then can't choose Messi, he is out. If I chose Pogba, he then can't choose Pogba, he is out. And pretty much we have to build our teams, and 24 players, because of the 25th, we decided, you know, I saw the episode, and they had to change a player and make it their own and edit it so it's themselves or a player that's made up. We made it to make things a bit more different, so we have to choose a lower down rated player, or I call the retard stage, and they have to take part in every single game. So pretty much we both had to choose a player that's nowhere near the standards that should be in our clubs, and they have to either play or have to make some sort of appearance in every single match. Now, they can't just sit on the bench, they have to come on the pitch. So immediately, if they're starting, you know, it's a risk, but if they come off the bench, you've got 2 subs to make, because they could like change the game and probably aren't going to be as good as well. So I'm going to jump straight into who I chose in my team. To start off, the 4 players that I kept: Eden Hazard, Cesc Fabregas, so Eden Hazard, Cesc Fabregas, Thibaut Courtois and Oscar. I kept all 4 of them, and I'll go through the retard player as well as it gets rid of that. He was Gary Medine. It's quite simply because why would you not want Gary Medine in your team? And, you know, Joe's one is, he's got Premier League experience, so it could be on his side there. Anyway, the next bit I'm going to tell you is my 20 players that I chose. I'll be trying to do it in order. I'll just read it from the screen now. The 20 players that I kept Wojciech Szczesny, so backup goalkeeper. For simple fact, he's homegrown and he's decent in the Premier League goalkeeper. You know, so it'll be good replacement if we need to rest Courtois. I also kept Azpilicueta because he's decent right back and no one had picked him at the time, so I decided to keep him as well. That's not against the rules. 2 left backs: Luke Shaw, because he's homegrown, got potential, not sure how long this will go on as well. Ricardo Rodriguez is my best left back. Simple fact, I think he's quality, and also again, if we carry on this, he is young. 4 central defenders: Gerard Piqué, Vincent Kompany, Phil Jones and Jerome Boateng. Kompany and Boateng hopefully being my first choice defenders. Gerard Piqué is because he was homegrown, so it seemed like a good choice, and also Phil Jones because he's young, and again he is homegrown. We've got to think about that as well. One defending midfielder, Javi Martinez, only because he's versatile. He can do a job, and he play central midfield, centre back and defensive midfield, so he's going to be a great asset to the team. as far as central midfielders are concerned, out central midfielders, worryingly, I only have Yaya Toure and Arturo Vidal as other central midfielders I can play there. I will get into that in a second, but pretty much my ideology was that because I wanted to have more attacking focused players, but Yaya Toure and Arturo Vidal are quality players. Winger wise, we've got 2 sets of right wingers, 2 sets of left wingers. The 2 right wingers, Ian Robben, Thomas Müller, both hailing from the Deutschland in Bayern Munich, because they're both different sort of wingers. Robben is very much attacking based, whereas Müller is a utility player. I love my utility players. I mentioned Javi Martinez, he's a utility player. You've got Phil Jones, the amount of positions he can play right back, and then he pretty much just got one extra position other than Javi Martinez. He's a utility player. We've got Cesar Azpilicueta, play both sides of defence. That's another utility player. And Thomas Müller, he's a utility player because he can play right wing, left wing, centre attacking midfielder, and striker. On the other side, of course, I kept Eden Hazard. And Cristiano Ronaldo is my other one because, luckily, when we did it, we did basically we did rock paper scissors on camera, and I won. And basically it was, one person would get a choice of Ronaldo or Messi, and the other person would obviously, if I chose Ronaldo, Joe's first pick was Messi, obviously, because he can't allow the other person to have Messi. One other thing I would add, we did change the fact that David did one for one person, then one for the other, and we did it one, so I picked first, then Joe would get 2, then I'd get 2, then Joe would get 2, and we did it like that. As my wingers, 3 attacking midfielders, Oscar's in there as well. Barkley, he can slot back into midfield, of course, because he's homegrown, and David Silva, because he is a monster of a playmaker on this game. I have to admit, he's a bit of a utility in the midfield, can play all the midfield areas, disregarding the defensive mid, so he's a quality player to have in the club. And Oscar as well, although he's not very good on the game, bit of a utility, can play attacking right, can slot down into centre if need be, so he's a great player to have. And 5 strikers, Gary Medina obviously as the lower rated player, but Lewandowski, Aguero, Rooney and Kane because of the homegrown, and Lewandowski and Aguero because I think they hopefully will do well next to each other. Now on to Arsenal. Arsenal is Joe. The 4 players he kept, looking at my sheet, was Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Özil, Theo Walcott, and a certain Aaron Ramsey. So all attacking players. With Arsenal, you don't really have much choice of players to keep. The only other one I was debating with was maybe, I think one of them was Koscielny or the other one was Santi. But there's not much to play with in Arsenal. Starting off with the goalies, Manuel Neuer and Joe Hart. Joe Hart, England's #1 at the moment, quality goalkeeper, and Manuel Neuer, obviously, because he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And, Joe got to him first, and that was a big, big blow for me, because I didn't really leave him, although I took Courtois, that's why it wasn't that much, but it was still a big blow, seeing him get Manuel Neuer. His fullbacks, looking at this, are Carvajal and Philipp Lahm for the right side. Carvajal, good young player, brings a lot of youth experience to the team and a lot of pace, and Philipp Lahm, because overall he is a quality player. And I did say I like my utilities. He's a bit of a utility. Play either side of defence, can play defensive midfield and can play central midfield. He is a massive utility player and a great pull, actually. It was quite far down the line. I didn't really look at fullbacks from then, but it's a great pull for Joe. His left backs, David Alaba and Jordi Alba. I can see a few times they can get a bit confusing playing alongside each other. Both of them actually looking like they could be utility players. Alba, because he can play left side of defence, pretty much like Phil Jones, apart from he can't play centre back, but he can play defensive midfield and attacking midfield. Could also be trained up further, or into centre back or further up the field, so could be a massive pull. And also Alba, another utility player, like anywhere up the left hand side, great player to have in your ranks. And onto the centre backs, Ramos, Chiellini, Silva and Hummels. 4 huge centre backs. I mean, when you look at mine, PK, it's quite past. I've got 2 big centre backs. You've got 4 big centre backs there. All will be fighting for a spot, and it's great, or will be great for him to have them in there. Onto midfield, central midfield wise, Pogba, Kroos and Modric, as you can see there, doing a great job for them. Aaron Ramsey also comes in as another pick in midfield. You see just above him, Jordan Henderson to help with the English role, along with Ramsey, along with Pogba as well, I should say, because Pogba will help with the English role because he was trained up at Manchester United, something that I did forget as well. We'll go on to attacking midfielders just to get them out of the way. Mesut Özil is the attacking midfielder. I believe, looking at that, that is every centralised player. So we'll go on to the wingers. Gareth Bale, homegrown. I completely forgot about him. That is a big pull because he's a quality player on this game. Sterling, obviously a great player to have. Good young, got pace, and of course helps with the English role. Then you've got Walcott as well, another winger, but he was already picked, as well as Sanchez, who was already at the club. So Hulk comes in as another winger to aid them. I believe Joe has got more left wingers than right wingers, but Hulk comes in as well. And up top, striker wise, I believe Hulk is actually a striker on this game. No, he's attacking midfielder right, so he could be quite crucial. But striker wise, they've got Lionel Messi, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Daniel Sturridge, with of course the bad player being the £2 million monster in Emil Heskey. We edited his age down so he didn't retire at the start of the season, and he's also the same age as Gary Medine, hopefully, so you won't be leaving the club or anything. But that is his team, that is my team. Thank you guys for watching. Next video up on this will be our first game, which is against each other. I don't really know what's going on with this. Yeah, it's against each other. We had each other in the first game. It's already been played. I'm not going to give away the results, but thank you guys for watching, and peace.